now we're going to move on and from gesture line drawing to more contour line drawing. These are more carefully constructed line drawings. We're taking more time now. We might spend 20 minutes on a drawing now, going from kind of a rough outline into more of a contour line drawing. And that's the way I approach contour line drawing. Some people they do carefully constructed contour line drawings where there's no rough out or anything. That's fine, whatever. But we're always going to do a little bit of a rough out in a scribble drawing kind of way, and then are going to work our contour line over the top of that. But contour line it's not an outline. You're not only describing the edges of the drawing, you want to describe what's happening within the drawing, all right? And you have to vary your line weights. You notice this thickness here, especially something that is an edge, and you want to pop this face forward, or this head figures head forward, you're going to bulk up the line. And you notice how the line's kind of bulked up along this edge. And this is, I think, a graphite or a charcoal drawing over here. But you see the changes in line weight to separate things, to make things feel more dimensional, more three-dimensional. Along the nose here, to push the nose forward, in the eye there. These changes that are happening. Now this has got some value and stuff in it, but you can still see the line work as contour line that's been reinforced to make this thing read three-dimensionally. You have to vary your line weights. It cannot all be the same line weight. And I would always start kind of thin, and then I slowly figure out where it makes sense to make thicker line weights to make things pop. So you have to be able to describe that interior volume, the wrinkle in the face and the lips and the wrinkles on the forehead. Tell that story. Those are going to be thinner lines, though. The edges are always going to be a little bit thicker, In some of the, if it's a fold or something, you might have some thicker lines within there. Edge here, a little bit thicker. And it has to be confident and very purposeful sort of marks, all right? For the most part, we're always going to use ink when we do contour line drawings. Look at a couple other examples here. Let's see here. This is a rough out then. This is what we talked about with scribble line, right? Kind of a simple rough out. You're just kind of starting to reinforce some of these edges, and you almost start to see some contour line happening. But we're going to ink a drawing like that and really make it pop. Now this is that first layer of ink. It's all the same line weight. Things aren't starting to read here yet. It's very flat. So hopefully as you work through it, you start to pop certain edges out and vary your line weight a little more like this piece. And this is just student work here. These are great. I see the reinforcement and the change in line weight. I think this is a Will Weston sketch, if I got that correct. But you see the rough out, the gestural sort of mark making, and then using contour line to reinforce and pop out certain aspects of the drawing. Great contour line here. This is using like a Prismacolor colored pencil, slowly popping out. Look at the change in thickness. Comics and stuff, you see some great examples of how to play with contour line. I love the thickness and the varying thickness of this. The glasses stay kind of thin, but yet the edge is used to pop here. The kind of shadow up underneath the nose, thickening the line there. Look at these varied line widths in here, line weights that are happening to all describe what's going on over here. Same thing here. All the different changes in line weight to help describe that. This is great here. All the changes in line weight. Vary your line weight. Another example here, obviously a stolen photo from the internet with the watermark on it, but a great example of contour line, kind of noting some lights and darks and how to push things forward. Not getting into value yet, but we're setting ourselves up for value. You're going to start to figure out how to make something read three-dimensionally. And another great example of thick and thin line weight here to describe this. If I got any more? Oh, here you go. Here's the ultimate contour line drawing. You're describing internal parts, external, and the weight is constantly being varied to make things pop. Otherwise, this would just be a flat, boring drawing if not for the changes in line weight. So let's look at a demo now. So we got a quick rough out with all our construction lines. Here is a great way to start and a foundation for doing a contour line drawing. The biggest thing with a contour line drawing is to keep your line fluid. I'm just using a a thin point Sharpie and a thicker Sharpie. I'm going to start with the thin, start thin, and slowly work up to varying your line weight. So I'm just going to get at it here and keep that line fluid.